Mic check.
Mic check.
All right. Well, there we go. Just having a little bit of technical difficulty there. Getting my microphone working.
All right. Well, there we go.
And it looks like we got it going now. So, here we go, everybody. Welcome. This is Craig coming to you live from the Sasco Sim Studios here in Portage, Indiana. We are going to embark on a new mission here on the YouTube channel for Sasco Racing. We are going to get into the infamous, and not in a good way, NASCAR 21 Ignition by Motorsport Games. The only reason I am jumping into this is because it's the only NASCAR, up-to-date NASCAR roster racing game that I can play right now. My computer is down for maintenance and repairs and getting some new parts, so iRacing is out of the question right now, unfortunately. So, we are going to embark on this mission trying to win a championship in NASCAR 21 Ignition. We'll go to the options and show you what I am going to be, what options I'm going to, difficulties and things that I'm going to race under. Extreme difficulty, that might change back and forth between what track we're doing because some tracks are different than others as far as the difficulty goes, and I don't want to get blown away. I do want to make it competitive racing. But as you can see, I'm going to try to go the whole season with all of the assists off except the anti-lock brake system. That is because the controller using the ABS. Without ABS on the controller, you will lock the brakes up going into every corners because this motorsports games made the braking way too sensitive, which is why they added this anti-lock brake system to the game. So we're going to use that. That's the only assist that we're going to use. So we will keep those settings and we will jump into it. So we're going into start new career or continue career. Obviously, we're starting a new career, so let's jump into it. I did get the updated version of the game, so I have all of the teams, the NASCAR Cup Series teams unlocked. So my favorite NASCAR team is Hendrick Motorsports, but I don't want to start with them because they are the powerhouse team of NASCAR right now, and they will only let me be in the 48 car. I want to try to get in the number 9 or the 24 car of Chase Elliott or William Byron. So we're going to go ahead and kick the season off with another Chevy Camaro team, Richard Childress Racing, RCR, which you see right here highlighted. So we'll jump into that. It is going to be in the number 8 car. Now in real life, last year, the number 8 car with Richard Childress Racing Chevy Camaro was driven by Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick actually jumped ship and went to another team called 2311 Racing, which is Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin's team. So that's the team he races for this season, which left an empty seat for the number 8 car at Richard Childress Racing. Well, now Kyle Busch was at Joe Gibbs Racing last year, and he could not gain sponsorship, and they had to release him from his contract at Joe Gibbs. His contract was up. They released him from the team after his contract was expired, and he signed with the number 8 Richard Childress Racing Chevy Camaro. Well, instead of that, we're going to go ahead and keep Kyle Busch at Joe Gibbs Racing, and Tyler Reddick is no longer going to be in the 8 car. We don't know what team he'll end up going for, but I am going to take over his car like he actually was taken away from the team, kicked off of the team. So let's go ahead and get into it. We will sign with Richard Childress Racing. Let's accept our contract. Sign our contract here. First, oh nope, forgot my I in my name. You know you're getting bad when they can't even remember how to spell your own name. Anyway, here we go. Sign my last name. And we will virtually accept the signature of our new contract. We are now with Richard Childress Racing in our first season of NASCAR 21 Ignition Career Mode. So we'll go to the settings. We're going to try doing 100%. That's a lot of racing. I'm going to try to do 100%. We'll see how it goes. Complex damage, tire wear, and fuel consumption is on. NASCAR rules for practice are going to be off, so I can drive in and out of the garage. And then when we go qualifying and racing, we'll turn this on and turn the stages on. But while we're just doing practice, we'll keep those off so I can turn around and go into the garages and come in and out of the garage while we're working on the car for practice. So that's where we're at. Let's go ahead. The next, we could take a look at the calendar. We got Friday, February 12th, 13th, and 14th will be the Daytona 500 weekend. The 12th will be practice. Saturday, the 13th, will be qualifying. And Valentine's Day, February 14th, Sunday, will be the Great American Race, the 2021 Daytona 500. Let's get into it.
I'm Alex Hayden. This is the Daytona International Speedway, and we're here for Daytona 500 practice. It's been months since we've seen cars on the track, and this will be the team's first opportunity to see how their hard work over the winter break will pay off. Expect to see some drafting runs amongst teammates and a few mock qualifying runs in today's session. The cars are being prepped, the drivers debriefing with their crew chiefs, and soon we'll get the cars on the track. Keep an eye on the manufacturer alliances and how well they work together in this practice. Draft practice will be key for a lot of these teams to see if their handling in the pack is where they want it, as it can make or break the opportunity to win the race on Sunday.
All right, guys, here we are in the garage at the Daytona International Speedway, Super Speedway. You can see I can look around inside the car, which is pretty cool. I really like how NASCAR 21 Ignition, one of the few things that they did right in the game is, they're beginning broadcasting, and, they're talking about, you get some stats from the last season, and I really like how you enter into the weekend with like an announcer talking about the race and what to expect and how it's practice and this and that. Every session that you do, they actually did that with. So, and I like how you can look around in the car while you're in the garage and things like that. It's pretty cool. We'll go into our data pad here. This gives us all of our weekend information right here. You got the overview. So here's where all the drivers are, what lap times they're running, the names, their car numbers, and what manufacturer, Ford, Chevrolet, or Toyota. So this gives you a list of all the drivers' information. You could go to lap data, which is really cool. They have a graph here that tells you, how your run is going and how the tires have fallen off and how your fuel is falling off, and just basically how the car is changing as you go from fresh tires and the tires start to wear and everything. So it gives you good statistics and things like that through a graph. And then we go into the car setup. This is a little ridiculous how more sports games did this. You don't actually have a setup board. You only have a slider where you can go from extremely loose, kind of loose, stable, kind of tight, or extremely tight. So that's the only car setups we actually have. And then as you see in the upper right corner, they have the ambient temperature at 68 degrees Fahrenheit for the air. The wind speed is 6.711 miles per hour, and it's coming out of the north, which is good information because the wind hitting the car, you get a side wind hitting the side of the car, and it can actually change how your car handles. And you get a headwind going down the backstretch, it's going to slow your car down, creating more drag. And then you have in the top left corner of the track, Daytona International Super Speedway, the time remaining in practice and how many cars are on the track for your practice session. So we're going to go ahead with a stable car setup right now. We're going to get out on the track and just see how that feels. And depending on how it feels, we can adjust the car. Obviously, we want to make the car as loose as possible. Loose is fast, but on the edge of control. You might have heard that from the movie Days of Thunder. The more loose you make the car, the more the car wants to spin out, but you will be a lot faster because you can slip and slide the back end instead of the front end going towards the wall and having to use more brake through the corners. So let's do a stable setup right now. We'll get out on the track, see how that feels, and then we'll continue moving it as loose as we can.
Here we go, just like any other. Let's see how those tires last. All right. All clear. Stay left. Clear, clear.
I don't know why there's slow cars all over the racetrack, but yeah, just another wonderful motorsport games, NASCAR 20-minute ignition glitches. It's pretty cool. As I get behind cars, like you'll see that I'm doing 189, 188 through the corners. I'm able to get up to about 193 on the straightaways. But when I get behind another car, I'm in the draft and the slipstream of the car in front of me. I can get up to almost 200 miles an hour. So you're a lot faster when you got cars in front of you because you're in their slipstream. There's less wind resistance on the front of my car, which makes you faster. Alright, so we just did a 10-lap practice session. We're going to go ahead and bring it down pit road and into the garage this time. We're going to bring it in and start making some adjustments on the car to... I think the car feels really good as far as a race standpoint. I don't want to be too loose during the race because the draft is going to, the dirty air is going to make the car bobble around a lot. So I want to keep it a little bit tighter, a little more neutral during the race. But during qualifying, I want to make it as loose as I possibly can to get the fastest lap to see where we start. So bring it down pit road. We'll start working on a qualifying setup.
Yeah, you're definitely going the wrong way there.
Just collided with a car coming out of the garage. Killed the front end of the car. That's gonna go to a backup. So there you see our graph from the 10-lap run that we just did. Not too bad. Everything stayed kind of consistent within the 46-47 time frame. Let's see. So that's the first run. And then, you know, every run that I do, every time I come down the garage, I'll get run 1. And then I'll go back out, do another 10 laps. It'll be run 2, and so on and so forth. So that's really cool. No other game has ever really done that, so I give motorsport games a lot of credit on that aspect. But as far as gameplay goes, the rest of the game sucks. So we're going to try to put it as loose as possible right now, and we're going to see how the car feels. Again, this is just going to be for qualifying, so let's see what we can see what we got.
Here we go. Just like any other. Let's see how those tires last.
Alright, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. See, so I was running the stable setup right down the middle. and I went all the way as loose as I possibly could make it, and it made me 0.190 seconds faster. So you see the advantage of having a looser race car, but man, it is on the edge of control. The back end wants to keep chasing after the front end of the car. Cars here that we're coming up on, and we'll see how the loose condition feels in the track and around other cars with the wind moving around us.
Don't tear it up.
And as you can see there, I went to pass Austin Cindric and got into a corner, and he hooked me dead right head first into the wall. So the car is pulling up again, heading down pit road. We're going to keep the loose setup for qualifying for sure, and we'll go stable for the race. Yeah, we blew a left rear tire also. Now we're spinning out. Traffic. Oh, no, we're flipping now.
All clear.
And now we have a left front and left rear tire blown. We're going to call the tow truck to come pick us up now. We're broke. Alright guys, so I think we're pretty good for practice. You see our two runs that we ran here. This was run number 1. Or run number 2, I'm sorry. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I take that one off. This is run number 1. All was consistent between 46.5 and 47 seconds. And then run 2 was 47 seconds and then consistently got better all the way down to a flat 46-second lap time. The best lap overall was that lap that I crashed at a 46.013. So almost a 46 second flat run. So we're good with that. We're going to use the all the way loose setup for qualifying, and then for the race we're going to go to the center stable. Maybe we'll go to the next loose before all the way loose. So maybe we'll just go like right in between stable and loose, and that'll give us a good setup for the race. But yeah, I think we're done with practice. We got about 37 minutes left of practice. We're going to go ahead and call it an early day here for practice, and we will see you for qualifying here at Daytona.